All right, here at No Reserve, we have our one owner, all original 1991 Ford F-150. It's extended cab short bed. It's got just 92,000 original miles. I'll include the photos of the auto check history report. They track the miles correctly. Always been in Washington State. It's 100% rust free. Never been in an accident. Clean Washington title. Still in the original 1991 title. But you can see, you know, it's kind of typical of this era. It had the recall on the paint, so on the hood and the top of the fenders was repainted a long time ago, and then they, the dealership reapplied the new pinstriping. But the paint on the hood and the fenders and the cowl still didn't age, you know, well. You know, they didn't really plan for decades ahead for these trucks to be collectors. But so it does look a little bit more aged, but you could get it repainted and match a little bit better to match the quality of the rest of the paint. But it still looks great. Amazingly, it still has the front windshield. Has new Michelin tires all the way around. You can see the wheels. A lot of times these aluminum wheels just have that white oxidized look. They still have that bright shine to them. It's getting a little late in the day here, so I'll do the interior first so we don't lose our lighting. But the interior is just amazing. I mean, there's no holes in the seats. Both levers still work. If you guys are familiar with this era of truck, this lever often breaks and then you can't get the seat to fold forward. Carpet's in excellent condition. I got pictures of those with the mats up, but it's got the cool matching Ford mats. The rear seat does flip up and fold down, but rear seat is immaculate. Looks like it's never even been sat in. The front seat, there's no burn marks, no cuts, no slits. You know, just a little bit of wrinkling here from just getting in and out. I mean, but it's beautiful condition. The steering wheel has no slits, no pulling. You look at all the buttons, they're just really nice and crisp. So it's got 92,169. Dash has no fading or cracking. All the wood trim and all the black is still nice and true colors. Even the stereo's never been adjusted, you know, never been pulled out and changed. Non-smoker truck. It has zero smells. You can see at some point the upper door hinge has been replaced by the dealership with an actual Ford piece. So probably was a warranty deal a long time ago. The door panels are in nice shape. A little bit of wearing around here from the pulling. You know, typical little chipping from there. But you can see the Motorcraft decals in nice shape. Again, the exterior of the paint, you can see how clean this truck is. I mean, this is how they did it from the factory. Both sides are this way. You can see the paint, the two-tone go to the back. It's just amazing. So go ahead and you can see the headliner's got no sagging. You know, the lens isn't missing on the dome light. You don't have any of that often surface rust. Visors are perfect. You know, a little aging here, but that happens even. They would seem to happen right away with these trucks. So take you around here to the passenger side. It's got the original books and manuals in the glove box, and again, we got pictures of the carpet with the mats pulled up. But just gonna try to do a quick walk around video here for you, show you any flaws or issues. You know, a little wear in the paint from the door panel, kind of rubbing on it from years. Door felts on the inside are nice, but the outside I'll show are a little bit dry. Both door panels are still nice and tight. You know, this one's just a little bit kind of loose. They just, this era basically, the only way they're attached is this screw, the screw right here, and then they just push in. Later they learned in the 92 to 97s that that wasn't good enough, so they, you know, started in screws all the way around. But you see how clean those door hinges are, almost no entry wear, just a couple little chips. You know, in really nice condition. You can see there's no tape marks, no paint work, no stress cracks. Again, the door panel, just a couple little scuffs here and there from entering. You know, a lot of that stuff you could probably clean up and get off. Again, the seat's just mint. You know, no scratching. A lot of times people put stuff up here and slide around and mess it up. And the seat folds forward nice. I mean, just the panels back here are really nice. They're not faded. You do have a couple little tiny scuffs and stuff like that, but I mean, just really impressive. So I'll go ahead and start here on the front and work my way around the driver's side, and then around the back into the passenger side, and then we'll do jump in and go for a drive. So these things have, you know, a lot of people call them bull nose or bullet nose or flat nose. They have the aerodynamics of a, you know, shoebox really, but that's what gives this truck the killer, you know, this killer iconic look. And kind of what everybody's going after on these is with these nice, you know, body lines on the fenders and the body lines on the hood. But they are, you know, do get the rock chips. So you do have numerous stone chips here. Some of them have spread to be bigger. Because of that repaint, they probably just didn't, you know, when they did the repaint for the warranty back then, they probably didn't do it as they should, like it was going to be coming from the factory again. But corner lights are really nice, a little aging in the chrome in a couple spots, but overall the chrome still has that nice deep reflection, kind of that mirror image look. Both headlights have a little condensation. Grill looks good, a couple little rock chips on it, but all the coves still have nice color. Take you around here to the passenger. You know, expect your little tiny stone chips, stuff like that, but this truck has far less wear than most trucks of this age. I mean, being a 91, you usually get a lot more. But, you know, as I mentioned, the outer door sweeps got some, you know, cracking. But the cool thing is these trucks are amazing. You can get like new tail lights if you want to for 20 bucks to the door for 2. You can get new inner and outer felts for a set of 4, and they take about 5 minutes to install, and it's 35 bucks to the door. You know, a couple little chips kind of on the rain gutters, a couple of chips here, a deep scratch and chipping here, a little scratch there, a couple little chips, and then of course on the bottom end you're gonna get some little chips and stuff like that. But looking around underneath, when I was doing photos and kind of inspecting this truck when I bought it, it looks like it has the signs that it had some running boards on it, probably since new, so it's really protected the underside. Little chips. The bedside does have kind of your typical loading scratches. Canopy matches perfect. I'm not really a canopy guy, but for some reason on this truck it just looks right. And if it's not for you, at least in this area, this canopy will usually get you about $600 or $700. So you could always just throw it up on the internet to get some of your money back. But you do have some side loading, you know, chips and scratches from it being used throughout the years. A little ding right there with a scuff. Gonna get your chips. These dual gas door trucks always have a little bit of wear around the gas doors from fill ups, but you can see it's super clean behind there. You know, a couple little chips, stuff you gotta expect. Come to the back. The rear bumper is in amazing shape. I mean, you look at the chrome and the center pad here. It does have a trailer brake from the factory, but no trailer package, so it's never really been hauled much. You can see some little scratches in the bottom, both sides. Aluminum panel's got a little ding, but the red is still really nice. It kind of shows, you know, the low mileage. You know, a little bit of wear with the typical chips and scratches from loading. Inside the bed is super clean. You know, the rear hatch stays up. We got keys. We got about 4 sets of keys, kind of like your typical old man stuff. We got about 4 sets of keys for this truck. You know, no rust, just typical scuffing from using. You know, you can see it hasn't been overused. No, you know, the bulkhead's all not smashed into the bed. Tailgate isn't overworn. You know, the rubber is still good on the back of on the rear of the canopy. But both lenses are got a little bit of fading towards the top, but they don't have any cracks or chips. Again, I'll walk nice and slow here. You know, got a scratch there. It's probably the worst on the truck. Typical stuff. A little bit of wearing here, but you can see it's nice and clean. But on these two-tone trucks that have a lighter color in the middle, unfortunately these chips and scratches are going to show up a little bit more than normal on a normal solid truck, because for the odd reason, I don't know why, but on the two-tone trucks, they painted from the factory the entire truck the center color. So the whole truck was painted white first, and then they'd paint it blue on the exterior only. And so it's kind of weird how they did that. But so anywhere you get chips, you see that little white underneath, you know. But you look under here, it's just really clean. I mean, it's never had any cheap undercoating or spray paint hitting the wheel wells. Your moldings still look good. The chrome isn't delaminated and it's still nice and black, but in a couple areas it is pulling back a little bit. You know, a couple of loading chips. But you know, your door felts are a little cracked. But the mirrors, amazingly, don't have all that surface rust look, which kind of shows you know, that the truck's been garaged and well cared for. I mean, you look at the silver on these mirrors. I mean, usually these mirrors are just for whatever reason, this just flash rust, and it just was horrible. So go ahead and pop the hood here real quick, and then we will go do a driving video. But there's about 30 photos of under the hood and under the body, so hopefully you can check those out. And there's probably about 40 shots of the interior, so you can zoom into them. But you'll see underneath the hood is really nice and clean. And you can see the bolts have never been adjusted. None of that stuff's a mess with. It just was painted from that recall issue. But you can see how clean everything is. I mean, the AC is still nice and shiny. It doesn't blow cold anymore. But you can see the 5-liter V8 is, you know, not something you can eat off of, because obviously it's the age. You wouldn't, you know, it'd look a little weird if somebody sprayed paint all over the place. But it's just really honest and sanitary. It's not all wet. It's not all dirty. I mean, it's, you know, nice colored on the firewall. But that's really what kind of sets this truck apart in these low mile trucks. The cover, it looks like they replaced a cable at one point, but I do have the cover. It came with the truck. I meant to put it on, but I just kind of forgot about it. It looks like maybe they addressed an IAC or something at one point, and to get to that, maybe they took it off. But this is going at no reserve. It's our little 91 F150, and this is the last year of this body style. So it's a one owner. It's always cool to be the second owner of a truck of this age. And so it's going at no reserve for a 7-day auction, so good luck. Alright, here we are in our run-in driving video of our one owner 91 Ford F150. It's a little over 92,000 miles. We got the right turn signal going. Truck's been warming up here for a little while, so it's probably coming up to temperature. You can see it's burning nice and clean. No smoking or exhaust shaking, no exhaust leaks. You can see we got both the license plate lights working. So we'll go ahead and turn off the, we'll go ahead and turn on the high beams and go left on the left blinker. I'll go ahead and pop the hood while we're doing that. See the high beams are going, left blinker's going. It just runs really nice and smooth. No belt squeal, no motor mount issues, no lifter ticking, no exhaust leaks. It's just a nice, smooth running little 5-liter. So all right, we'll be hopefully you got enough light in here. It's getting a little late in the day, but again, there's 150 photos of this truck, and you know, it's under, over, and interior, everything you could want. But power windows work good, nice and fast. You know, of course, goes all the way down, but I don't want to bore you guys. Power door locks work from both switches. So okay, we're gonna get going here, and it's a little after traffic, so we should be able to get her up to some good speeds. But I mean, even the stereo sounds nice and clear. I mean, it doesn't have that, you know, when stereos get old, that crackly sound. You know, wipers working on all speeds. Both tanks, if you're not familiar with these Fords, they have different sending units and different fuel pumps. So we'll go to the rear tank, which is just above E. You'll see it's going down, and it'll stop in between E and 1/4, and then we'll go back to the front tank. TAC works good. You can see the steering wheel is really nice. I mean, all the buttons, all the leather is in phenomenal shape. You can see we're up to temperature. All the gauges are working good. We'll go ahead and turn the overdrive off for a little bit. You don't need to. You know, this ashtray folds up a nice. You know, the light works. Heater works great. You can hear it at all speeds. It doesn't work just on high like some worn out trucks. You know, you can hear them very low there, medium, high. You'll hear the blend doors move and stuff like that. But the only thing on this truck that doesn't work is I mean, everything's there for the AC, so it just needs to be charged up. It looks cool, but not what it should be by today's standards. But it's a really easy truck to drive, really easy to see out of. You see all the mirrors, they don't move in the wind. Nice upshifts. Not sure if the tranny's ever been gone through. It's probably the dirtiest part of the truck is the transmission. You can see in the pictures. But again, shifts real nice quick up shifts. No delay in reverse, no delay going from neutral to drive, stuff like that. E-brake of course works. Probably didn't show that. But you can see the interior blinkers are working good. Just a killer little truck. I'm gonna get out here on the highway. But both fly windows, I don't know if I mentioned that in the video, both fly windows are nice and tight. I'll show that. I'll turn the dome light on so we get a little bit more light in here. The visors come down, they stay where they should. They're nice and tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the overdrive on, and that's all preference. It just kind of keeps the wear and tear out of the transmission if you're doing slow speeds, but you can just never pay attention to it like a lot of people. But again, it locks. You don't need to have a washer in there. Really nice and tight. You know, it doesn't flap in the wind, and both of them are that way. So we'll just kind of take off here at just like grandpa speeds. Nice upshift. You know, feels like the transmission's got a shift kit because it's just nice quick shifts. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't get that, you know, transmission shuttle feel. It doesn't kind of wait to go in or anything like that. You know, just 55, just giving it, this is like quarter throttle to the floor. Nice downshift, back up shift to overdrive. I mean, it's just, this thing just glides. I mean, there's probably just a slight bit of play in the steering, but really I don't think, I think it's more just of the wishbone style independent suspension these things have. You know, it's got, you know, the truck's moving if I move it around this much. So, well, the heater works really good. I got to shut her down. But you can see there's no cracks in the window, which is amazing. There's two little stars over there that are fixable from a glass shop, but it's unbelievable. This is the original window. You get a little fogging on the outsides, as you can see in the picture, but to me, that's kind of that patina original look. You know, I hate to replace original front windshields. You know, I got a 05 Dodge, I got a 99 Silverado, and a 99 Mustang that are my personal vehicles, and I have a 97 F250 also, and they have the original windows, and even one's got a little crack in it, and I just hate to replace it. So I'll turn the overdrive back off again just for to show it works. It doesn't go away on you. But this road's got some potholes, you know, it's got some uneven patches. It's a really old road, so you can see. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the speed and hit these potholes, these patches. It just soaks it up. No dash rattle, and that's what I love about original, especially one-owner trucks that have just been left. You know, nobody ever took the dash apart to mess with the stereo. Nobody took the door panels off to put new speakers in there, and then lost half the screws and broke all the clips, and or got into the dash to do some modifications, wiring to run something, an amp, and then you know, you get dash rattling, or somebody takes this off and that's shaking around. It's just a very tight truck. You really couldn't, you couldn't do anything to this truck to get it to ride more sound and quiet and solid. I mean, you can hear on the freeway there for a truck that's built like a brick, there was no wind noise, so it's pretty impressive. So we're gonna come tight into this 90 here. And you can see the steering wheel's got good resistance like it should. You let go and it wants to return to center like it should. So that's, you know, the sign's got a good steering box. It's not a worn out slush box. Again, we're going to go in tight here. You know, go downshift, accelerator, nice upshift. Come tight to another left 90, and then we got a right 90. It's just got that, when you get on this little thing, it's got a lot of power in it. It just gives that killer deep V8 throttle body sound. I mean, there's no hesitation, no shaking. It doesn't stumble or fall on its face. So all right, it's going at no reserve, 92,000 mile, one owner. Next guy or woman will be the second owner of a 91 truck, which is pretty impressive. So good luck.